He's not oxygenating as well as we would like him to. So they are going to leave him on the vent overnight tonight.
Still attached to a ventilator in the NICU, baby Mayan is visited by his mother for the very first time.
What's going on?
It was a very scary, traumatizing experience.
Hi, honey. It's your mommy.
He looks very small to me, so that really choked me up, just to see tubes coming out of him, just not to be able to hold him and take him home with me.
Baby Nevaeh's blood sugar levels are being closely monitored because her mother had gestational diabetes.
She doesn't have a whole lot of veins to choose from. Here, Jade, you want to run this for me?
I went in for the C-section, and then as soon as we were finished, they took her.
We'll just monitor her sugars closely and see how she does, and hopefully her levels will get to normal and she'll be happy.
So I was afraid that she wouldn't do well.
Through the night, the NICU staff sees if they can keep baby Nevaeh's blood sugar levels in check with bottle feedings. Baby Mayan has been very sick with respiratory distress syndrome, and the ventilator is still breathing for him.
He's stable. We're just not able to make a lot of improvements with his respiratory status.
Now, on the 4th day of his life, baby Mayan has developed pneumonia.
It scares you that they may not be okay. Some babies die from pneumonia.
To treat the pneumonia, he needs antibiotics, which will be administered through a PICC line. It's inserted in a delicate surgical procedure done right in the NICU.
The PICC lines go into a bigger, stronger, sort of tougher vessel that's near but not in your heart, and so we can put more fluid and stronger medications through those lines, and they'll last longer.
This delicate procedure takes 2 specialized nurses and a doctor who advises on the placement of the PICC line by X-ray.
Mom, sit down there.
Halfway through the operation, Candace arrives in the NICU. She's not prepared for what she sees next.
It was very scary and intimidating.
Witnessing the procedure is too much for Candace to handle.
It bothered me because when they picked up his arm, it looked very limp, and they had him covered up, and just he looked so vulnerable.
Finally, Carrie Bristow is able to hold her baby for the first time.
I'm relieved, but I'm just kind of anxious to go home. And that way I can kind of bond with her better.
With her blood sugars stabilized, baby Nevaeh proves she's well and can go home with her mother.
She's able to leave today. I'm relieved that she's fine. I was worried that she would die and be stillborn, like the last one.
Congratulations.
Now my gestational diabetes is gone, and she's completely, she's fine. She has nothing's wrong with her. I'm just glad it's over.
After 4 days, baby Mayan's breathing tube has been removed. The antibiotics worked, and his mother can finally hold him.
He's on the list to go over to the step down.
His vital signs were all stable.
I did remove his PICC line yesterday, and he did well with that.
It's been a scary, nerve-wracking experience, but I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Just being explained to and being cared for is important. Hi, Pumpkin. You want to pray, go home?
The next day, Candace gets him ready to leave.
You like this car seat? You're just chilling. Yawn.
It's been a long stay in the NICU, but now 10 days old, baby Mayan is finally going home.
I'm very excited about taking Mayan home today. It came quicker than I anticipated, so I get to settle into the home routine instead of the NICU routine.
Mommy gotta be smarter than the car seat here.
Even though you're excited, it is kind of scary. I mean, even though he just looks like a normal baby going home, I'll be definitely hovering over him.
And we are in. Car seat is secure.
Baby Mayan's earliest days were scary, but those days in the NICU saved his life.
Can we get the x-ray?
An X-ray confirms proper placement of the tube.
I want to start just your regular IV.
We are always balancing the health of the mother and the needs of the mother with the health of the fetus and the life of her baby. And in these situations, you're trying to maintain her pregnancy for as long as we can to get as old of a baby as we can, because they do better when they're outside the older they are.
How's your headache?
It's throbbing like it's been doing.
But there are certain indications where we'd rather have a young baby who needs a trip to the NICU than a baby who stays in a little longer and it's actually too long.
Spots still?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's a balancing act of how sick is she and how sick of a baby will we have if we deliver at this time.
The baby just wants to come out, and it's really not time. It's been kind of rough, yeah, real rough. But we're hanging in there.
I'm very, very fatigued. However, you have this adrenaline anxiety going, so it's hard for me to go to sleep. I'm looking forward to seeing my baby, getting to hold him. It's all worth it in the end. I'll have plenty of time to sleep later. We're having a baby. It's very scary because my heart races and my head hurts really bad.
She's been up all night. She was admitted last night, probably didn't sleep at all, and didn't get to eat all morning, then got sick with lunch, so it's not been a good day for her.
From what I can see, the size seems appropriate, maybe even a little bit bigger than average. I get about 7 pounds.
Every time I get up, I feel like I'm gonna pass out, and that gets scary because I've fallen before. Nauseous, hot, and dizzy.
They determined based on some of her symptoms that her headache was unresolved and worsening.
Do you have asthma or anything like that?
No, just sometimes it just gets hard to breathe.
Okay.
They tried last week to induce me, but then we did an amniocentesis, and then they found out the lungs weren't mature yet. That's why I'm being induced this week instead of last week. The gestational diabetes, because it happened so late, I didn't take it in like as a big deal. But the more I learned about it, the scarier it was, so then I started to take it more seriously. I'm worried, so I really want the baby to be induced.
All right, it's blood sugar time.
One of the greatest risk factors for gestational diabetes happens to be obesity. So we most definitely see an increasing rate of gestational diabetes in women who are obese.
Blood sugar here.
Hers may be a family history, which makes her vulnerable, but also may be just her weight.
Blood sugar was 95.
I also have polyhydramnios, which is high amniotic fluid.
Some people might say it's better than having too little fluid, but it comes with its own set of potential complications.
All right, so you still have ketones, so we'll talk to the doctors and see what they want to do.
They told me that it can cause increased rupture and stillbirth.
It makes it a bit difficult in terms of induction of labor because sometimes the babies, the more fluid there is around them, the less effectively the uterus can contract, the more likely the baby is to take an abnormal presentation. If the water breaks early and the head's not well applied to the cervix, the cord can prolapse in front of the head, so that's an obstetrical emergency. Plus, we expect a large baby as well, and those babies inherently can have trouble managing their own sugars once they're outside of their mothers. Those babies definitely need more significant monitoring after delivery and even have to have their sugars checked as well.